From the Big Ten's point of view, it sounds like Iowa is still pretty solid at number 5 from what Jeff Long had to say. In your mind, is it a simple matter for Iowa? I guess easier said than done, but is it win out and you are in?
I believe so. Obviously, the committee has a lot of respect for Iowa. 2 weeks in a row now, Jeff Long has really praised not just what they've done, but their style of play. Obviously, this end of the Big Ten schedule for them is very light, and they don't have any chances to impress. But then if they get into the Big Ten title game and they beat an undefeated Ohio State or a one-loss Michigan State, even if Michigan gets in there with 2 losses, that would really help their resume that much more. And I do believe that an undefeated Iowa team would be in the top 4. One loss would knock them out.
Would you say the same for Ohio State? One loss knocks them out no matter what, even if they were ultimately to win the Big Ten championship game?
That one's a little trickier because the committee hasn't really given us a real answer as to why they're this high to begin with. All the other teams, they can point to certain big wins. With Ohio State not having a top 25 win yet, they're basically just telling us that they think the Buckeyes are really good. So if I were Ohio State, I would make sure to get into the Big Ten championship game for sure. One loss here to Michigan State, then they may not even make the Big Ten title game, and they're certainly not going to make the playoff if that ends up happening.
What do you make of Michigan State's jump?
It's not surprising given some of the teams that lost last week. They were right around that range. And that's good for Michigan State because here's a team that, you look at their resume now versus a few weeks ago, suddenly Oregon has gotten hot and the Ducks are back in the top 25. That gives them a nice win there. Michigan obviously is a good win for them. If they then turn around and beat Ohio State this week, who knows how high they would jump the following week, because at that point, you've got 3 top 25 wins, including a top 10 team. To me, that stacks up as well as any of the one-loss teams outside of maybe Alabama. And actually, I think they would have a pretty solid case why they should be ahead of Alabama as well.
Stewart Mandel from Fox Sports. Again, thanks a lot for your time this week, Stu. It's getting closer to the reality. We look forward to talking to you next week as more continues to shake out.